Technics has announced the last SL-1200G turntable they'll ever make, the Grandmaster Edition here. And if you're sitting there thinking you'll grab one later, you've already lost. Because this isn't just a celebratory repaint, it's a complete convergence of 50 years of elite analog engineering. In this video, we're breaking down the flagship SL-1000R tech hidden inside the chassis, the dead silent sonic footprint it delivers, and the exact cartridge and cable pairings you need to build a world-class system around it. You need to know exactly what makes this deck a masterpiece, because the window to buy one at retail is slamming shut. So if you've been waiting for the right moment to invest in a reference-grade turntable, understand this. Hesitation is the only thing standing between you and paying double, triple, or more for the exact same unit a few years from now. So why is Technics making a limited edition SL-1200 right now? Because why not? Duh. But in all seriousness here, certain externally sourced components that are used are being discontinued, which means the production of the SL-1200G, 1210G will stop by the end of 2026. But instead of just quietly retiring the line, Technics decided to go out swinging. Now I want to be clear, the SL-1200 series itself isn't going away. Models like the SL-1200GR2, 1210GR2, and the SL-1200 1210 Mark VII will continue to be produced. But for the SL-1200G, 1210G, this is its final chapter. That's where the GME enters the picture. This is where 50 years of turntable engineering converge into a single product. They took technologies from their flagship SL-1000R turntable and packed it into the GME. What you've got is the Delta Sigma drive motor control, the multi-stage silent power supply, the reinforced stator board. This is arguably the most technically advanced SL-1200 ever produced. The Delta Sigma drive motor control pushes motor operation above 20 kilohertz, which effectively eliminates motor noise and those micro vibrations. So what you're left with is dead silent rotation, rock solid speed stability, and a signal to noise ratio above 78 decibels. If you've ever heard a turntable where the music just flows without there being any mechanical interference, well, this is how you get there. The motor is an iron coreless double rotor design that eliminates cogging and delivers high torque, smooth playback, and that precise startup. And the power supply, well, that's a multi-stage silent design that's pulled directly from the SL-1000R. It actively cancels its own electrical noise, and the circuit board separates power and ground lines across a 4-layer PCB. The result is an impossibly low noise floor, and that's a big part why this turntable sounds the way that it does. When it comes to sound, here's the key takeaway. The SL-1200 1210GME is neutral by design. And when I mean neutral, I don't mean flat. Every element in this turntable is engineered to deliver an accurate, authentic sound quality. It doesn't add warmth where there isn't any, and it doesn't smooth over details that deserve to be heard. It simply retrieves what's in the groove. The noise floor on this turntable is extremely low, and that silence isn't dead or sterile. It allows you to hear the space around the instruments, the decay of the notes, and the room that the recording was made in. One of the records I listened to, the Nutcracker excerpts, has a copyright date of 1958, and with that comes the inevitable snap, crackle, and pop of a vintage vinyl record. Traditionally, the louder that the presentation would become, the more audible that the grit was. But the GME is anything but traditional. Despite increasing the volume, the audible crackling remained the same. It wasn't in your face and fatiguing, it was just a part of the track, quietly lurking in the background. The age of this vinyl became part of the listening experience, and in my opinion, that's what makes the GME so special. I've tested this record on many turntables before, and I can tell you with confidence that this is not always the case. I can vividly recall experiences when the crackle was almost all that I heard, and I just couldn't bear to listen much longer. And I love the Nutcracker suite, so the ability to present those fine details with articulation while still leaving space for those groove imperfections to show up authentically is what makes the GME so alluring. That's not something that you get from a mid-range deck. And it looks the part too. You've got two finishes to choose from, classic silver for the SL-1200GME and black for the SL-1210GME, which is what I've got right here with me. Both of them come with the gold accents throughout. You've got the gold-plated tone arm right here, gold Techniques logo on the head shell and top panel, and then you've got a serialized Master Edition badge with your individual unit number on it. I mean, that's pretty cool. This right here is Unit 850. Now let me touch on some of the design elements that make all of this possible. The platter is a 3-layer construction with an aluminum die-cast interior, vibration-suppressing heavyweight rubber, and a 2mm brass top plate. And every single platter is individually balanced on dedicated machines before it ships to your doorstep. Now below that platter is the 4-layered bottom chassis, which combines die-cast aluminum with bulk molding compound, a 10mm aluminum top plate, and a heavyweight rubber coating on the bottom. The turntable sits on 4 zinc isolator feet that isolate it from speaker vibrations and anything else in the room that could interfere with your playback. The tone arm itself is a high-sensitivity S-shaped design made from lightweight magnesium that tracks even the most demanding grooves with ease. And that little anti-skating control right there, that adds an extra layer of protection, preventing uneven stylus wear that can slowly degrade both your records and your cartridge over time. And you've got everything you need right here on the top panel. An on-off switch, a strobe light, a start-stop button, a speed selector button for 33 1/3, 45 and 78 RPM records, a stylus light switch, a stylus light, a reset button, a pitch control, and a pitch range selector button. No built-in preamp here though, but you've got the connection ports on the back to add your own. And it comes with just about everything you need to get started right out of the box. A turntable mat, a dust cover, not pictured here currently, an EP record adapter, a head shell, a balance weight, 2 auxiliary weights, a phono cable, and so much more. Now we recommend upgrading to one of our premium phono cables, like the Bronze Dragon Premium Phono cable for subtle warmth, or the Silver Dragon for added detail and resolution, but I'll leave that choice up to you. If you've been listening carefully, you probably heard me say that the GME comes with almost everything that you need to start using it right out of the box. It doesn't come with a phono cartridge, and that's completely intentional. A turntable this resolute and precise is the foundation that you build on, and the cartridge you pair with it is what gives the system its sonic character. Whatever your cartridge brings to the table, the GME will reproduce it with total fidelity. So let's walk through some options that we'd recommend with the GME. If you want warmth, richness, and a full-bodied listening experience, well, that's the Ortofon MC Cadenza Bronze featured right here. The entire Cadenza series delivers what I'd call a symphony of sound. You know, it balances musicality with deep low-end weight and still gives you those fine details. Pair it with the GME and you've got a lush, lifelike system without ever sacrificing resolution. It's ideal for anyone who prioritizes emotional engagement. You know, those times when you want to feel the music as much as you want to hear it. Now for something more organic with natural character, take a look at the Grado Sonata 3. Grado takes the unconventional approach here. The cartridge housing is crafted from Australian Jarrah, which is a dense hardwood known for its tonal properties. The wood gives it a slightly warm, incredibly natural mid-range that makes vocals sound absolutely stunning. If you listen to a lot of singer-songwriter material, acoustic recordings, or jazz, then this cartridge is a great fit. And if pure resolution and articulation is what you're chasing, the Ortofon Concord Music Black LVB 250 is your top pick. This one leans into detail retrieval and high-frequency extension, taking the GME's already impressive transparency and just pushing it even further. We have a wide collection of phono cartridges beyond just these 3, so I encourage you to head over to our website and find the one that is the perfect match for your system. And if you plan to swap out that head shell, we've got an awesome video dedicated to optimizing your turntable setup. We used Wham Engineering's Wally tools to optimize and fit an Ortofon head shell and cartridge on the GME. Our founder and CEO, Drew Baird PE, does a great job at going over this process in detail. So check it out for some tips, and if you want the behind-the-scenes look at the entire process, we've got it linked in the description below. Now with only 2,410 units available worldwide, that's 1,200 in silver, 1,210 in black, and that number is dwindling every day, the elusive status of the GME is something to take seriously. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of history, and belong to a club that most people won't get the chance to join. A fun little analogy, and one that I personally enjoy. In the fashion industry, you may have heard of the Hermes Birkin bag. Well, there's nothing more elusive than this bag. What makes the Birkin bag so sought after isn't its craftsmanship or its uniqueness, although those are very important. It's the exclusivity, the promise of owning something so rare that most people will spend an entire lifetime chasing. Well, that same principle applies right here. This is the turntable that you spin vinyls on with your grandkids, eventually passing it on to them one day. The best turntables are built to last, and Technics turntables are among the very best. They teeter on the line of withstanding time itself, and many people still own some of the OG vintage models from the 70s and 80s. For years, the SL-1200 turntable series has been regarded as one of the most iconic in the world. And up to this point, the SL-1200G and SL-1210G models had not incorporated Technics' new motor control system, among other of its top-of-the-line technologies. But the GME is packed with all the latest tech and more, making it the ultimate SL-1200 turntable ever available. So if you've been on the fence about upgrading, the time is now. So here's the big picture. The Technics SL-1200-1210 GME Master Edition isn't just the best SL-1200 ever made. It's the last of its kind. 50 years of engineering distilled into just 2,410 units. Every technology Technics has ever developed, the Delta Sigma drive, the multi-stage silent power supply, the individually balanced brass top plate, it's all here in one turntable. Whether you're a collector, a vinyl purist, or someone who's been waiting for the right moment to step into reference grade analog playback, this is that moment. You're not just buying a turntable, you're buying something that appreciates over time. Think of it as an investment. It sounds extraordinary from day one, and it will outlast just about everything else in your system. And if you're still deciding whether the GME is the right move, make sure that you check out our next video right here. We break down Technics Grand Class and Premium Class turntables in detail, comparing each model side by side so that you can find the one that's right for your system, your listening habits, and your budget. It's right here, give it a watch, and we'll see you next time.